WeRiseMag.com.
ShinkouCon.
And you're like all confused because I'm like in the middle of something. So I'm gonna try to wait until I'm supposed to actually start. I'm gonna do my best. Don't talk.
Talk for us. Come on, you're a voice actor. Do what you do best. Make voices. Peer pressure.
So since it's an awesome cosplay, I just ran into a mini Mikasa and Aaron. They were so cute. And yesterday I was looking around to see if I see them. I saw a Kirito from the fairy arc that had like giant wings and this massive sword. And like I had to run, so I couldn't like stop and get a picture with him, but I don't see him. Okay.
Bryce, I got a picture of him.
You got a picture? Okay, so you saw him
I'll
too.
pull it up.
I saw him. He's real.
He's real.
He's real.
I just can't believe it today. Yeah, so you just Photoshop me into that one and tag me, and I'll be like, oh, I saw this guy. What's this window?
We have his card.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a massive sword. So you have to
The
Photoshop me.
ears too, and the hair.
Photoshop me like with the sword piercing into me. Perfect. Alright, it's close enough. Let's start. Let's start.
We have his card if you want it.
So, if you guys don't know, I'm Bryce Papenbrook. Voice actor. Thank you. I'll get the stuff that always gets asked at these things out of the way first. So, I started voice acting when I was 8 years old. My dad was a voice actor, and I pretended like I was sick so I could go to work with him. He worked on a bunch of stuff. This day he was working on Power Rangers. He was the skeleton dude, Rio Revolto on Power Rangers. He was awesome. So I was with him at work, and at the end of his session, the director was like, hey, we need a kid's voice. And my dad was like, he's a kid, throw him in the booth. And I became a voice actor, that was it. Since then, I've been really fortunate to just book some awesome roles. And recently it's picked up even more. I've had amazing luck the last couple of years. And I'm so excited. Attack on Titan, the second DVD just came out. So I got that last week and binge watched the second half. Because when we're recording, we don't get to see or hear the other actors. Like if they're in the booth before us, they'll play back some of the things so we can kind of act off them. But most of the time, you're just pretending, you're imagining what the other people will sound like. So you kind of have to, just kind of guess and trust the directors. So it was really cool to be able to go back and watch it and kind of relive it again. That was like my third time through the entire show. I watched it twice in Japanese. I watched it just week by week as it was coming out. And then after I booked Aaron, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch it again. So I watched the whole thing again, and now it's like my third time through, and it's still such a crazy show. So, I'll make this real simple. If you have a question, you can kind of pop up here and ask.
Yeah, you guys just want to form a line right here, just watch out for the projector, and write some questions as they come.
So, you've already just said that you're watching Attack on Titan every week as it was airing in Japanese. Does that mean you're just a fan of anime in general?
Yeah.
What are your favorite series, first of all? And second of all, what series did you like before you auditioned for the part and you never got excited because you got the part?
The answer to that is the same series. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. I was one of those kids who would watch Dragon Ball Z and then go to karate and try to go Super Saiyan. I just wanted my hair to change colors. I wanted flames to come out. But yeah, I mean, I still love that show. And it's kind of surreal now being friends with a lot of the guys who do Dragon Ball Z. I'm working with Mike McFarland, who, you know, has been a part of that show forever. And I just did a panel a couple weeks ago with Chris Saget. So I'm like, I'm sitting next to Vegeta. This is awesome! And I've done panels with Sean and become friends with him. It's Goku. I mean, it's awesome being able to do that. Thanks, man.
Hi.
Hey.
If you had to choose between Kirito, Rin, and Aaron, who would you choose for your favorite of those?
For my favorite,
Yeah.
those three?
Yeah.
Like to voice or?
No, just in general. Like who of the three do you like the best?
I can't pick one. The other two would murder me from inside my head. But in all seriousness, I love all three of those characters. And I feel fortunate to be able to work on awesome shows like that. And I seriously can't pick one. It's so difficult to book roles as a voice actor. And I'm just excited every time I get to work. So you can't make me pick one. Sorry, that doesn't answer your question at all.
Rather than a question, I have a challenge.
Okay, bring it on.
I would like to challenge you to a Titan roar. However, seeing as challenges are not much fun if you don't make a wager, let's say who survives the winner lunch tomorrow.
Well, the only problem with this challenge is I have work next week, and if I roll like a Titan, I won't be able to sound like I'm 15 anymore. Sure not. But what you can do is you can roar like a Titan and I'll watch you. Here's my comeback to that. I'm the dirty Titan who doesn't roll.
Hi, I was wondering if you could have her pick of any character and you got to voice them, who would you pick?
I've mentioned this at other panels and things. I like SpongeBob. I can kind of do the laugh.
Do it.
I would love to be a character like that on like a Nickelodeon show or like a Wacky Tyson Network show. I mean, I said this before, it's so tough to book roles, and I feel like when I get cast in a role, it's for a reason. I bring something to that show. I think it makes sense to you guys.
So you have to play it back in some more
I haven't played it, no. I really should. But yeah, I had a good time working on that game. It was really fun. I think the less clothes the girls have, the more power they have.
Yes!
I like the sound.
Welcome back to Atlanta, Bryce. ShinkouCon. First time I met you.
Yes, and I'm happy to be back here.
I have two questions. The first, on Durara, I noticed like the show, like the first half of the show turns into like a really like kind of happy, like comedy thing, and then the second part of the show turns extremely like dark and depressing. How'd that work? How did that feel for you as a voice actor? How'd that transition go?
You know, that was one show, I hadn't watched Durara before I started working on the show. It's really nice to be able to do that, but it's really rare. I've been really lucky with Blue Exorcist, Sword Art Online, and Attack on Titan that I had seen the show in Japanese and I kind of knew what to expect. And for Durara, I had no idea what was going to happen. I watched Baccano. I told a friend, you know, kind of quietly, like, hey, I'm working on the show Durara. And I was like, oh, have you seen Baccano? It's awesome. So I watched Baccano. So I knew it was going to be dark, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. So when my character made that transition towards the end of the series, I was just like, what? Are you serious?
A womanizer to, you know, the head of something.
To gang boss, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was not expecting that, but it was really fun to play that transition and pretty challenging. I didn't expect that character to go there. You know, I just thought it was going to be the ladies' man on Sunday the entire time.
Second question, I was wandering around Twitter and I seen a tweet from Aaron Yeager, and apparently he said it's like, this guy called Ed keeps bothering me because like regenerated limbs. You know anything about that?
I haven't seen that Twitter battle online.
No, but it's hilarious.
Can Ed regenerate?
No, it's like, Ed keeps bothering me because I can regenerate limbs.
Well, ha to Ed. Can I ask an anime character? Ed would just be hating on Aaron the entire time. Thank you.
Oh, hello, Limbo. Small note of appreciation. Thank you so much for being here. Not only are you my personal favorite voice actor, but you're also the reason why I watch anime. So thank you.
Oh wow. Thank you so much.
Sword Art was my first. So Cheetos, you know. He's on point.
That's really cool. Thank you so
Of
much.
course, thank you. At ShinkouCon, over Labor weekend, I got to talk with Mike McFarland, and he gave me insight on local manipulation that went into voicing your special Aaron.
Yeah.
I was wondering, did you have any kind of say in how that sounded, or maybe did you get to hear what it sounded like before the finished product?
No.
Oh.
The first time I saw the finished product was a week ago. I mean, I had, he played back a little bit, but it wasn't, he's like, we're not done mixing it, so here's kind of what this scene looks like. And it was the scene where Aaron puts the boulder on the wall. So I knew a little bit about it, but from the things later in the series where it really gets epic and insane, I had no idea what they were going to do with it.
Okay.
When I was in the booth, I wasn't doing that really high-pitched type scream, you know, that's...
Did you say you recorded it, I think, 8 different pitches, and then like, oh, you didn't, oh.
Yeah, you did some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It was just like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I was just like, this is gonna sound crazy. So yeah, I mean, all I know is Mike pushed me really hard. I tore up my voice, and I couldn't be happier with the result.
Me neither. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? I like your pizza.
I was wondering if you was doing the second season of Sword Art Online?
I hope so. Earlier today, and I'm talking about this now finally, they just announced the extra edition. So we are working on that. We have voiced on that already. So that's coming out in December. So, I mean, that's a good sign. That's like the connective tissue to season 2. So I haven't, you know, I don't know if I'm working on something until they say, come into work on Monday at this time, and then I actually go to work and I step in the booth and I start recording. So, and even sometimes, I mean, there's always the thought in the back of your head, oh, I'm going to go in there, and then you hear it go, well, you can't do that anymore, it's not. So until you actually see it, I don't know. Until it's announced and everything is official, you know, they don't tell voice actors anything because they know we talk, and we'll probably spoil what's going to happen, we'll talk about it. So I wish I knew, but it's looking good. I mean, extra issues coming out, and crossing my fingers, season 2 soon. But I have been watching it. Who's been watching season 2 on? This is cheating on her if it's inside the game. That was just a general question. I wasn't saying it.
You should play the game where you're not cheating on her.
I guess I don't.
What, guys?
There she is right here. Look, the culprit.
I don't know what episode it was, but when he was like, always thinking about something and finding it out, and she's kind of like laying on him, and he like is staring at her butt, and he gets an idea from microphone. care to be anything I say.
I have two questions because I can't remember. I think you did like a voice role for Guy or God's Eater Verse. Like there was a bunch of different voices you could pick, and yours was one of them.
Yes, I did actually.
And were you surprised like they just made you do a bunch of these grunts and things, and then they had you do the one line that that character speaks near the very end?
You know, on that session, I remember that time. But this happens a lot. You go in and you play a bunch of different characters, and you have no idea what you're working on. Sometimes they use like a code name on video games,
Oh, wow.
and then you sign an NDA, and then it doesn't come out for like 8 months. And you have, one line is this character, and then a bunch of grunts. So, I had no idea what was going on. I just looked at the script, they said, we want you to sound like this, and say this line this way, and you just kind of go in and follow directions. And hope that it works with the game and it sounds good. But that's awesome that, like, even with just grunts and just like a single line, people can still pick out my voice. Like,
Okay,
that's cool.
Yours was, I think, one of my 3 favorites, but.
Awesome.
And then you did Shugo from Dot Hack Legends of Twilight.
I did, I am Shugo.
Yeah,
And that was a much younger version of me. So I probably sound like I was in middle school because I was just barely in high school then.
Wow.
So I was actually a kid playing a kid instead of an adult. That sounds like a kid. I'm never gonna grow up.
That's my first day, so I just wanted to let you know. I really appreciate that role.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, Bryce.
Hey.
I just want to thank you for being here because, like, you're the main reason I'm here, and my cousin literally got me addicted to Sword Art Online. So now it's my entire life.
That's awesome. It happens to a lot of people. Just
And I have 2 questions actually. One is, what was your favorite Keijo moment so far in Sword Art?
I believe it's episode 4 with Silica, where they're kind of walking across the bridge, and all those guys are just like hacking at him and cutting him up, and he's just like, God, looking and doing permanent at all. He's like, I remember way faster than you can attack me. Just like, yes.
And 2, which story arc did you like better, SAO or Alpine?
So I hear a lot of people like bash on that fairy arc Alpine arc. I enjoyed that one. I think that the first arc was kind of more epic. Like it felt like there was more on the line, and I like the time jumps. Like episode 2 was like a month later, this many people have died. And just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. So I enjoyed the first one more, but I really did enjoy the second one a lot, seeing it in English. Because when I watched it in Japanese, there were a lot of jokes and some nuances that I didn't pick up on, and then going back through it again, everything made sense. So I like them both. First one kind of edged out second for me. And we'll see what happens with Gunio. Gunio might take his lightsabers.
Thanks, Bryce.
No problem.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I have 2 questions. The first one's a serious actor question.
Okay.
Most of the time when you go in for a new show, par for the course, as we're finding out, is that probably you haven't read the manga, you don't know much about it, and you also don't have the other actors there. You're depending on the director to kind of guide your performance and say, this is what you know, this is your experience right there. 3 different shows that were coming at the same time and you had to pick. And all you do about in one show, the script was fantastic, your character was wonderfully written, but the director was just, Or on the other show, you had a director that you knew was going to pull an amazing performance out of you, going to help you there, but the script, what you heard, was sort of so-so. Which one would you lean towards, doing the one with the best script or the one with the best director?
Can I have both? That's what I would want. I didn't try to do both. Does one pay more than the other?
They both pay $1 million.
They both pay $1 million. Oh my God, I want both of them. That would be a really tough choice. I would want to go back and research the shows if I could. I feel like I wouldn't know anything about the script. Like, before you go in, you have no idea what script is better because you've never seen the script before. Even on shows that I've watched in Japanese, I've never seen the English script until I walk in the booth. And that's the first time I'm seeing the script. So there's no way to prepare, and there's no way to know which show is written better. I mean, there's a bunch of different directors that I've worked with, and there's lots of different styles. I like working with everybody. So really, I would try to get both shows. And I would just have to go from, research that I do and which show seems right.
And the second question I have is a bit of a funny one. Kirito is known as a little bit of a ladies' man.
Oh yeah.
So the question to you is, let's say that an animated show was the big of your life. And you were starring in it.
Okay.
And it was a harem show. And you can pick 4 actresses, and it's your choice, and they're all available.
See, this is one question I would sneakily avoid. My wife is sitting right over there. In real life, the show packs a punch. Just avoid that one. No problem.
Hi, Bryce.
Hey, what's up?
I just want to say, first off, my favorite character that you voiced was actually a video game character, Henry from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah, sure.
Yay, blood! Oh, my God, it's all blood in my pocket. Ooh, what do you think that'll be?
But my question is, how was high school like for you? Like, were you picked on, or were you like part of everyone's friend?
In high school, I was, kind of wacky. I was everyone's friend. I wasn't really picked on because I was competing in Muay Thai. So I think everyone knew that I was actively fighting, so they didn't want to fight with me. They wanted me to be their friend, and I kind of was, just friends with everyone. I hung out with like skater guys, like I used to skate more in middle school than high school. And I was just kind of a gym rat when I was competing, so I would wake up before school and run, and then go to school, and then after school I would go to the gym and train, and that was my life for quite a bit of high school. And I seriously thought that was what I was going to do. I was going to graduate and then fight all around the world and just do that for a living. And other interests came in and decided to pursue it and all that stuff, but that was my high school life. I was pretty friendly with everybody.
Well, thank you for answering my question, and I have a picture for you.
Oh, awesome. I would love to see it.
It's up all my favorite characters that you told me so much.
Wow, this is amazing. That is so cool. You're gonna, could you write down your, Twitter handle or, so I can, put this on my page and tag you? Because this is awesome. Here's a pencil.
Bryce,
Thank you so much.
Bryce, who's your favorite Henry ship? Who do you ship Henry with?
Oh, wait. I think Henry and Nagito would get along.
I meant in the game.
In that game?
Yeah, if I remember.
I'm sure. I don't know. Who do you guys ship Henry with?
Darja.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at all the characters now. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, in Sword Art Online, if it was a real game, what would you do when you were in the game?
If I was actually in, so is this the first game where you die in the game?
Yes.
I would be dead right now. Leroy Jenkins! But seriously, I would probably be one of the people who died before the guy announced in the town meeting. If you guys die, your brain's gonna shut off and you're actually gonna die, I'd already be dead
you doing, Bryce? Good. All right. So, kind of artistic question, I guess, sort of. So I've been an actor for a couple of years, starting independent development on screen and stage. I'd love to get into voiceover. Do you have any advice as far as like finding auditions or coaching or anything like that?
Sure. I mean, the first thing you need to do is put together a good voice demo. That's kind of like a voice actor's business card. And then the second challenge is getting an agent, because the agent is the one that tells you about the auditions and sends you those auditions. Taking voice classes, always a plus, especially if you're taking a voice class with a casting director or someone who has, a lot of influence, and you have a personal relationship with them. When they hear your audition, they go, "Oh, I know that guy," and then you're more likely to pass in things. I personally have never taken a voice class. I'm hoping to take one next month. I've been supposed to take a voice class for a while, and I've been putting it off. So they don't have to do that. Everyone, if you ask a voice actor, how did you get into voice acting? Everyone has a different story. So that's kind of the fun thing about this business, is there's no wrong or right way to do it. You just kind of have to go out there and do it and pave your own path. It's really competitive and really tough to get work, but you have to just go out there and try.
All right, thanks so much, guys.
No problem.
Hi, I've got a couple of things. I feel a little silly now because the girl earlier kind of stole one of them, because I also drew something.
That's amazing. I'd love to see it, and I'd love to
I'm probably going to have it signed sometime later. I already got Sherry signing Austin on it.
That is awesome. Amazing. I am not a good artist. Like, I can't draw anything with just like stick figures. It's always funny when like in autograph sessions when someone's like, "Hey, will you draw your character?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Circle, line. This is amazing. I love it. Yep, there you are.
The other thing I was going to ask is a kind of silly question.
Sure.
But if you put Kirito, Rin, and Masaomi in a room together, what do you think would happen?
Kirito, Rin, and Masaomi. I think Kirito and Masaomi might get along, because Masaomi would be like, "Dude, do you have any dating games I can play?" And then Rin would be sitting in the corner like, "What are these doors still in? Get myself in this room. Can I set them on fire?"
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, what's up, man?
You still stealing my table?
What?
Are you still stealing my table?
No, I'm not stealing your table anymore. I haven't done that.
Alright.
He helped me out because I was trying to live tweet for the East Coast, and I live in California, so I was watching his East Coast feed online, and one time I was watching it, and his grandma was watching it at the same time, and I was changing the channels, and he kept going back to this like soap opera, and I thought, his grandma thought that the TV was like possessed or something.
She was like, "What is this thing? What are the giant stealing people?" I actually have a good question about it.
Sure.
One, it's a student, and two, you were on stage recently, which is tonight. Please watch.
Yeah.
So recently, the whole guest role.
Yeah,
and yeah, the little ukulele man. I was just wondering, what was it like to do the silent dub and see it so quickly? And also, how did you get into that role? Because you live in LA, as you mentioned, you're recording in Texas.
Yeah.
Were you just around for a time like that?
Actually, yeah, I was just kind of in the area, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to be on Space Dandy? We have a role that we think might work." So they knew I was coming in to record for Titan. And I'm like, "Yes! Yes, I would love to be on Space Dandy." And I was thinking in my head, like, "Oh, I'm going to play this like gnarly alien and have to do all this wacky stuff with my voice." And then I got in there and they're like, "Well, you're a guest star and we want you to kind of sound like yourself, so people know it's you." Huh, you sound like me, man. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. I mean, my character doesn't have any lip flaps, like his face does not move at all, it's just a mask. What kind of looks like? I mean, that's his head, but he doesn't move at all. So from, a technical perspective, it was easy to do that. The session went real fast. I think we were supposed to work for something like 3 hours and we finished in like 40 minutes. So it was like in the booth, did everything, great, all right. And then it was on like a couple weeks after that. Like it was really, really quick. So, I mean, it would be awesome if more stuff was like that, but it is so hectic to be able to do all that work in such a short amount of time. And I know that for that show in particular, you got to be really lucky to get on it, because unless you live in Dallas, they can't cast you because they don't know when they're going to get it, who's going to be in the show, so they have to take, from the pool of people that are close to them. And I know all the LA guest stars that have been in it have been really lucky to get on it. And what was your first question?
Oh, what was it like to see it on TV afterwards very quick?
I already answered.
You answered it.
Awesome. Yeah, it was amazing. It's amazing. Cool. And by the way, Tsunami tonight.
Yeah, I know. Of course, I overturned.
I know. There we go. Well, no. I'm saying here at the hotel.
I know. We always do that. In case we're going to a bar at the Waverly and we're going to watch Tsunami because it's awesome. Buy our stuff.
Hey there, Bryce. Nice to see you out in LA. Thanks for coming. Glad to be here. My question is, do you have any funny or notable stories from the booth or around the booth when you were voicing either Kirito or Aaron? Either you, the director, anyone around, anything notable?
I mean, we're pretty well behaved in the booth. Like, I don't mess around that much. But there's always bloopers that you just have to see to believe. I think you can go online and find some of the Sword Art bloopers, because they played them at Anime Expo this year. They're just ridiculous. But there was a constant theme in the Attack on Titan recording, and it was doing this. Aaron, no!
2 weeks ago, he said the same exact thing about you.
Every time I see John, the first thing I say was, Aaron, no!
Have you heard about the shopping cart incident?
Honestly, every single scene where Aaron does something, he's about to do something, so snap that in right before, like, you hear the beat, like, beep, beep, and then so I just look out and see, like, the engineer and Mike just, like, cracking up. Yeah. It's like, does anyone know who Mr. Bill is? Yeah, it's really no Mr. Bill. Aaron, no!
Spot on. I heard. I'm actually doing it.
Well, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm back. I promise I went to the back of the line.
Alright.
Anyways, I have noticed from the teeny tiny amount of voice acting that I do that maintaining consistency over really long projects is hard. I know you worked on Asbel for an entire summer. So over the course of that recording, did you find the Asbel voice kind of slipping away from you, or instead locking yourself more into it?
For that one, it was kind of nice because we would record, sort of longer sessions. We do like 4-hour sessions, 3 days a week for the entire summer. So I was kind of locked onto that character. But actually, in the middle of that recording, I got married and I went on my honeymoon. So we left for a while, and then when I came back, I had to get back into the role. But they always have clips of your voice. They're called voice reps, and they'll play that, and then you can match it. And that kind of gets you back into character, because a lot of times, I walk out of the booth and I forget what I just did. Like, what just happened? I just kind of go in there and just like do what feels right. So yeah, it would be impossible to remember exactly how, Asbel's little nuances and everything, unless they had those voice reps.
Okay. Second and last, I promise. Being the Dragon Ball Z fan that you are, what was your experience in doing the Kamehameha in Blood Lab?
Oh, that was a dream come true. Who's seen Blood Lab? Okay, that show was a lot of fun. Because Viz came in on the very first day and said, you guys don't have to stick to the script on this one. Just have fun. And I'm like,
Moment?
No, that one was definitely scripted. But I think there's a part earlier in like, he does like this elbow thing, and right before it, I go, finish you. And they kept it. I'm like, yes! Go back and listen to it. That was not in the script at all.
I cannot wait!
Like, the stuff where he jumps down, I can't remember which one they used, but it was like some superhero kind of reference.
Okay.
Like, that was unscripted. There was a ton of stuff that we saw it and just kind of like tweaked it or adjusted or just like, I threw stuff out there and then they kept it. So it doesn't usually happen. Most of the time, you have to stick to stuff very closely. But when clients are open to not doing exactly what the Japanese do, it makes it better for the US audience, I think. Because jokes in Japan aren't necessarily funny in English, and vice versa. So it needs to be adapted. And it was really fun to be able to kind of do that and do it on the fly also.
That's awesome, thank you.
No problem.
Have you seen the Cool Story though?
I haven't.
It's literally they screwed the Japanese script and said whatever the hell they wanted to.
That's fantastic.
Alright, so you get to work on DGO, and I'm sure you will. How do you think you'll be able to get in touch with your government side?
Alright, quick story about being a girl. I walked by as they were recording Monica Magica. I was working on something else, and I walked up to the director and I'm like, hey, what are you working on? He's like, oh, it's Monica. It's like this magical girl story. It's really cool. And I'm like, awesome.
I want to be a magical girl.
And he looks and goes, oh. And he looks at the producer, and the producer goes, so I did not need to be a magical girl.
But now I can be a girl.
So I'm super excited about that. I have no idea where to place my voice, because I assume if they have me sound like an actual girl, it's gonna be too feminine. Because I think I can sound like a girl. I used to prank call girls in middle school and sound exactly like these girls and totally trick them. It was amazing. I think I'm already in touch with my feminine side enough. No problem.
Okay, what's your favorite episode of Sword Art Online other than the typical one? Because I know that's your personal favorite. And not telling Gerard she was about to kill you last time you said that.
So, aside from Tentacle Monster,
I heard me say I'm about that.
she does. She also hates the episode where they have that awkward moment where she invites him to stay over. Every girl's nightmare, and like, you have to relive it every time someone asks you about that scene. So I said I really like episode 4, with him walking across the bridge. I thought that one was really cool. Some of the episodes where they're just in the house together, and just kind of like hanging out. I think it's like the first episode where they find Eve. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing that part because the director wanted it very real. A lot of times when you're watching anime, you know you're watching anime. It's just wacky and way out there. And some of the vocal performances support that. But with Sword Art, as I was watching it back, it didn't feel like I was watching anime anymore. I kind of found myself forgetting that it was a cartoon. And I thought that was really cool. So, I mean, definitely that episode. There's a lot. The couple episodes where he's going up the world tree and just getting attacked by like all those robots and all the swords are just like piercing it. That was really cool also. I just thought that was epic, that whole battle right there. And the last episode really finally pulls the knife on, what's his name? Todd.
And did you know they released a book for food of Sword Art Online, and they actually have these spicy sandwich sauce mix in the cabinet? My friend, I'll send you a link to it later on. My friend made it, and it looks identical and spicy and everything. And it's like, I don't know how to figure it out. But I tried it, and it's like, oh my god, that's food in the game, it's food in real life! It was so good. The whole book is like 40 or 50 different food entrees.
I wish my cooking skill was higher. It's wrong for it. Yeah, I know. I mean, her cooking skill is very high. Oh man, no, she'll make it happen. Yeah, cool. Let's see that.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Hello, guys. It's really nice meeting you. I was wondering out of all the characters you have done, who has been one of your favorites and why?
Well, okay, so I kind of answered this earlier. I can't pick one. I love all my characters. So to answer your question, I'll just start naming off a bunch of my characters that I really enjoy playing. Okay, so I really felt like I connected with Rin. I feel like that's the character that's closest to my own personality. When he's happy. I mean, obviously not when he's like bursting in flames and stuff, but when he's kind of happy and excited about every little, detail, that's kind of how I am. So I felt a lot of connection to that character. Kirito, I mean, God motivated, just being a badass. Being Aaron and Attack on Titan, I mean, I was a fan of that show going in, and I knew, how crazy it is, and I was hoping that when I got to play Aaron, I would be able to go all out and just destroy my voice. I kind of wanted to, and might allow that to happen, and push me to go as far as I possibly could. I'm just gonna keep going. Being Masato Kido was amazing. I mean, only girl bootylicious. Hey, Bryce, what did you do at work today? Hey, it's called the chick bootylicious. I mean, that was awesome. Anytime I get to work, it's a fun experience for me.
Yeah, I've actually done some of my favorite bands, like Blue Exorcist and Attack on Titan and Durarara, so it was really nice just meeting you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Does anyone know anything about Durarara Season 2? I know it's not. That's all I know. I heard someone ask EJ as I walked out, as I walked out, hey, do you know anything about Durarara Season 2? She's like, no, I don't know. You know, good question. I had the same thing on my mind.
Hey, first of all, it's really nice to meet you. You're really awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
And my question is, who was the most fun actor to work with on Attack on Titan?
Well, I mean, I'm not actually in the booth with anybody. It's just me alone by myself. So I don't get to actually work with any of the other voice actors. But that was my first time out in Dallas and working for Funimation. So there were lots of people at Funimation that were just really, really cool and fun to hang out with. I became really good friends with Mike McFarlane. I mean, that's the person I spent the most time with. So, I mean, it was awesome working with Mike. And when I heard his John, I was just blown away. I was just, man, he brought it for this. And the way he assembled the cast, I mean, it was like 100 actors, 100 different characters that he had to cast for. And no one, sounds the same. I mean, he brought in someone for each little part. I thought he just did a phenomenal job. So yeah, it was really cool hanging out with Mike. And yeah, Josh and Trina were really cool also. I met them for the first time. On one of the DVD extras, we got to watch an episode and just kind of talk during the episode. So that was the first time I got to meet them and just like getting to know them there was really cool.
Okay, well, it's really nice to talk to you.
Good talking to you. And sweet cosplay, by the way. It was awesome.
Okay, okay, I'm pretty sure I might have the answer to this one, but in an all-out brawl between Ido, Kirito,
So we got
Rin and Aaron. Who do you think will win?
Rin and Aaron. Okay, inside the game or outside the game?
Outside.
Yeah, because outside the game, Kirito is,
Well, I don't know. He's not nice.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
flame up and Kirito would be dust. Inside the game, now we're talking. Kirito is a hero. He's got God on. I mean, I don't think anyone could really touch it. They wouldn't be able to hurt it. I mean, I think if we take Kirito out of the equation, because he's not good, he's cheap. So you got Ido, you got Aaron, and you got Rin. Between those three, I'm gonna have to go with Rin. I think he's the most powerful. I mean, but he has what else. Aaron would go crazy. It's like, and but what is he? But I think even if he beat Rin, he would just like flame up inside him. I mean, and I don't know if Ido would do much against Aaron.
You got that ice thing.
He could like slow him down the back, but if he tried to like suck tight blood, I don't know that would usually be all warm and hot and probably not tasty. So I'm gonna go with Rin.
Okay. Also, can I have a game, please?
Sure. Save the hugs for autographs. Or else it would just be a giant hug line. I did that once actually. At SoftwareCon, I kept getting people coming up and saying, can I have a hug, can I have a hug? And EJ was like, okay, let's hold all the hugs to the end and we'll have a hug line. And then EJ set up his line and was like, hugs for everyone!
Hey, so first of all, I love the fact that you play young matches campaign.
Yes!
That was awesome.
Really? I was really playing that.
Yes, I found it out and I thought, mind blown.
Yes, and that actually was pretty cool because Johnny is Vash, and now I've grown up, and now I play Ray, who's the older brother.
So how did I play Australia was younger than Zaya?
So, and then I played Stabs, who's the younger brother also, so Johnny's still winning the older sounding farm.
Speaking of Australia, what was your personal favorite line from him? Or his favorite moments in general?
Maybe not.
If I really die. Like all my cheesy little lines last night.
Hey, the voice material, it must be made of silk, because that was smooth.
Yeah! Okay, here's the game plan. Lost Zombie is going to pick up on every single one of Sherry's characters. Alright? And then tells Sherry, and she's like, why did you pick up my characters?
I'm going to
Might as well. Hug line. Establish a hug line. Hug line. Let's see. Search for hugs and autographs. You make more on hugs than you would autographs.
I can figure out a business going. Just get a booth that just says hugs. I know.
With Bryce Papenbrook, and they whoa.
I'll just be hugging people the entire weekend. Right, I think we should look at cameras. I'm too busy hugging people.
I'm back. I have two questions. First and foremost, will you be my friend? Because remember, I don't care about friends. Sure. And secondly, what are some things, be it experiences or resources that you've come across or people that you've spoken with, what are some things that have helped you learn and go and do and see and be a better voice actor? What are some great resources that you've had?
Sure. I mean, my favorite resource is watching cartoons. And I watch a lot of cartoons, and I drive my wife insane because I talk while we're watching TV. And I'll try to imitate people on shows. And she's like, stop talking, just watch the show. And then I'll talk to her back in voice, whatever character's So, I mean, really, that's what I do, just, mess around with that. I like to, I do a lot of auditioning. So I'm constantly recording myself and listening back to it and going, okay, I can adjust this and change this. And I record myself again and listen listen back to it again. So doing things like that, like I said, growing up, prank calling people, I mean, that was a great resource. It doesn't have to be anything traditional, you know, just doing silly voices out of dogs, which I do that a lot also. That helps. It really does help. All right, thank you, magical girlfriend.
And she goes on, and I said, let's get your touch and get inside.
Your voice is so high, it's like past the pitch that I can hear. It's like a dog whistle. There you go.
I can't help but see myself. I'd rather see anyone touch and get inside. I can't touch my bed inside.
What?
All right, fine. What is the most physically demanding voice you have ever done?
Physically demanding. The screen for Aaron and Keto. For Keto and Sword Art Online, we saved the last 15 minutes of every session just to screen because they're very intense and we wanted something very specific. For Aaron, it was screening until my vocal cords ripped, so that was pretty challenging. Quick story about one screen in particular. I went out with Mike to get some lunch. So we recorded, took a break for lunch before this big epic scene towards the end of the series. We went to this place called Movie on a Burger, and got 2 giant hamburgers, and Mike's like, hey, you want to split some sweet potato fries? I love sweet potato fries, so I'm like, yeah. So we're like, let's get a large. Well, the large was for 4 people, and it was this mountain of sweet potato fries, with a giant tray, and we finished the entire tray and burgers. So, it was like one of those meals where it's hard to breathe after. So, I get back and now it's time to be Aaron again and scream. We go to the screen and it sounds like it's it doesn't work, like it just dies. Because I physically cannot get enough air in my body because it's full of sweet potato fries. So I was just like, we gotta come back to this thing. And we went back the next day. I did it on the first try because I was full of sweet potato fries. Here's a voice acting tip. Don't eat a giant mountain of sweet potato fries. We're going to record. Thank you.
Hello, Bryce. Hey, what's up? I think 2 things. 1, you're the reason I am here. 2, thanks to the tutorial of Sword Art Online, I now know what a Portuguese breakfast is.
You're welcome. You're welcome for that little tidbit. I'm going to say, you can ask Google if you dare. Don't do it.
What is it? What is it called? I'm going to search it. What is it?
Portuguese breakfast.
Don't do it!
Don't do it! So, when playing characters that are as popular as Rin, Kirita, and Aaron, how do you handle the pressure of feedback from fans of the show? Yeah, I mean, so before the show starts, when I know it's a big show, I just approach it like it's any other show. Like, you can't act any differently. I mean, I try to do as much research as I can for any show. Most of the time, you can't do much. So you just go in there and do, whatever feels right. You have to trust the team and the director and everything. And for me, I mean, I've been really fortunate. I've gotten a lot of amazing feedback on those characters. And I mean, not everyone is going to like everything that I do. So that's okay. They don't have to like, those things. Especially when you watch a show in Japanese, and then you try to watch it in English, and you don't like, the choices that are made. Well, if you watch it in English first, you might like that character a lot more. It's like reading a book and then going to see the movie. Sometimes you go, oh, the book was better. But that was your first impression of everything. You have connections to that already. So it's difficult
expectations of the show, so that makes me happy. For me, I just go in and do the best I can, and I hope that everyone loves the work that I put out. I'm very passionate about it, and most of the time they do. And if they don't, that's fine. We can have their opinion.
All right, thank you. And one more thing, I would really like to see you play comedy
in Tokyo Ghoul. Who knows? Who knows? I actually started watching that show because a couple of people have said that. And it looks like a really awesome show. I have no idea if I'll even be able to audition for the show. It's not my choice. If it happens, I would be extremely excited to do that. If it doesn't happen, that's fine too. It just wasn't meant to be. So it's not up to me. But I'll cross my fingers.
All right, thank you.
Hello, guys. I'm so hard to meet you. Fine. So this morning I learned that Shirley is a kickboxing instructor. No, I just learned that you're a Muay Thai fighter. So who do you think would win a fight between the two of you? You mean Shirley? Yes. Assuming you would be so unjudgmental as to hit a girl.
Well, I'm not allowed to hit her. I mean, she has an advantage. If it's like, okay, this is a fight, take her out. I think I got like quite a bit of weight on Shirley. Not my weight, so we get matched up.
But I am going to write a letter to Nintendo to have you to include it as character in the next Super Smash Brothers. I will play you.
I grew up playing Smash Brothers for I dominate as Pikachu in Smash Brothers. But yeah, if one of my characters was in that game, it would be like another dream job. I mean, I've had a few dream jobs already. It would just be another one that's like, I grew up playing this and now I get to be it. It would be so cool. You never know. Never know.
When I talked to Matthew Mercer, he was really sad about Raw.
Yeah, I mean, they should have Henry.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry guys, we only have 5 more minutes left, so whoever's in line, who has a really good question before I say answer? Last question.
Is this the last one? Okay. So, sorry guys, I have one more panel where you can ask me questions, and that's at the VA roundtable tomorrow. Also, at my autograph session, ask me whatever you want. I'm happy to answer your questions. Sorry, I talk a lot. My autograph session is right after this, or in 3 minutes, over in the back of the dealership.
Yeah. I will come see you, friend.
Do it.
Hi. So, as you all know, a lot of the animals that you voice in, like Attack on Titan, Blue Exorcist, all those, they have really emotional moments where the characters are basically breaking down. When you were doing those, when you were voicing those moments, did you actually get emotional? Has that ever happened?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's tough to get emotional because you get into the moment, you're really into it, and then you look over and everyone's doing something stupid in the other room, right? Just to make you laugh, or you do something that's really emotional and you hear it in the hands. I mean, I'll say like I've definitely done some scenes where like I leave a scene I feel like a little risky. I haven't like broken down and cried in the booth, but I definitely gotten myself so into the character that it touches genuine emotion, and I always hope that in those moments it really comes through. I want that to happen. So it's difficult to do that, but I feel like it's happened a few times, and I actually have done it with some mist in my eyes. No problem. Thanks for your question. And thank you, everybody. I have autographs after this. And in the middle of the hotel.
ShinkouCon.
ShinkouConMag.com.